Right, onto these billions of dollars lost as Facebook shut out 2.9 billion subscribers. And Nigeria serviced debt with 1.47 trillion in the first half of 2021. Hello guys, and welcome to Crisog Media Network. This is the channel where we bring you items of updated news, entertainment, politics, sports, and general happenings. Try as much as possible to support your guy Crisog by clicking the subscribe button and as well as open the notification bell icon on the side. The essence is that you'll be notified once we drop a new clip. We're on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter as well at Crisog Media Network. Right, as you guys are aware, towards the end of yesterday, around 4:42 to 4:45 p.m., a huge plague actually struck the social media, which affected the Facebook, WhatsApp, Instagram as well. And you'll be very, very surprised, guys, to see how much money was lost in a couple of within the space of 7 hours. Mark Zuckerberg himself loses nearly $7 billion US, because of this particular incident. And a whole lot of businesses actually was affected as a result of this plague, to be honest with you. Don't forget that this is also has affected WhatsApp users, Instagram users, as well as Facebook, most especially the users as well, were affected. About 3 billion users were affected. Businesses were disrupted, transactions were stopped, communications were stopped as a result of this particular incident. Listen very carefully to this, guys. It's according to the NetBlog, which tracks internet outage and their impact. The outage had already cost the global economy about $160 million per hour. So for that 7 hours that the outage was for, that the plague was for, each of those hours, the sum of $160 million US was lost for each hour. But thankfully, the social media is back now. Facebook is back now to operations, as well as Instagram, and as well as WhatsApp as well. So they are all back to normal as usual. Now, the global economy lost billions of dollars as Facebook, WhatsApp, and Instagram went down at about 4:42 p.m. just yesterday gone. So that tells you how many businesses has lost. Not only Mark Zuckerberg was affected as a result of this, a lot of businesses, has been affected. Don't forget that a lot of businesses were actually transacted through Facebook, WhatsApp, Twitter, and Instagram, and what have you. So it's not only Mark Zuckerberg that has been affected. Well, we're talking about him now because he's the CEO of that particular organization, he's the CEO and the guru and the owner of the business as well. So we are glad now that that is back to operations, and then people can now continue to transact their business as usual. This is as a result of the server error, because a lot of people have been wondering what's the cause of this issue. Is as a result of the server, the Facebook server, which is obviously connected with Instagram and then WhatsApp as well. So they had the issue with the server. So that led to the plague, that led to the disruption of communication for about 7 hours. So you will be very sure 7-point-something billion US was lost as a result of this. But thankfully, everything is back to normal now. Right. Nigeria has been servicing debt for the first half of 2021 with the sum of 1.47 billion. And so only 1.7 trillion naira. When you talk about servicing debt, you're talking about paying the interest on the debt, not paying the actual amount of money borrowed. So the country Nigeria has been servicing that with 1.4 trillion naira for the first half of 2021. And this information has been gathered by Debt Management Office. So what that makes it authentic, that because it's been gathered from that particular office, it makes it obviously authentic. It's not a news that has been plugged from somewhere. Listen very carefully to this, guys. In the first quarter of the year, the country spent 1.02 trillion on both domestic and external debt servicing, while the total of 445.5 billion was spent in the second quarter of 2021. Now, it goes further to say this. From January to March 2021, Nigerians spent 612.71 billion on domestic debt servicing, while spent $1 billion on external debt servicing. So you can see that we have concentrated. We are so into servicing debt because we are borrowed from left, right, back and forth, from different countries. You understand what I mean? So we are currently servicing the debt. We've not even started paying the actual amount that was borrowed from these respected quarters. It's quite sad. And from April to June 2021, Nigerians spent 322.7 billion on domestic debt servicing and $299 million on external debt servicing. So you can see that it's all about servicing the loan. And you'll still be surprised that up until this moment, Nigeria is still borrowing money, a huge sum, in huge large amount of money is still being borrowed from different countries, all to service debt. And you'll be wondering, what is the internally generated revenue, that is the IGR of each state, in total collection of the country? What is it being used for? All right. So the money that is supposed to be used to build infrastructures, to create jobs, opportunities for people, for the masses, for Nigerians, that is the same money that is being currently used to service debt. Understand? You don't know how much this money is worth when it's being used to kind of create jobs and talk about infrastructure. So because the money that we borrow, definitely you have to pay it. And because we are unable to pay this money back, it makes the Naira value to continue to go down the drain. Now, let's look at what the economists have said. Some economists have gathered to say the economists have consistently condemned the borrowing rate of the government on the promise that the loan were being spent on consumption rather than capital projects that can generate revenue to service the debt. So what that means basically is that the money that is being actually borrowed has been borrowed for consumption. It is not being used to actually create jobs, to actually create infrastructure to generate money to be able to service the debt. Look at the amount of money that is being given to honorables, commissioners, senators, ministers, and what have you. The money that is being paid to each of these people is enough to service the life of people, to change people's lives all around. So let's look at it. If I have a business, the money from that business should be able to service the business. What do I mean by service the business? I should be able to pay my staff. I should be able to look after the business. I should be able to buy materials for that particular business. In a situation where I have to borrow money to service my business or to pay my members of staff, then that business is not flourishing. That business is soon going to collapse. So that is this particular analytics situation of the country Nigeria, where we have to borrow money to service debt, where we have to borrow money to do things. We have completely forgotten that country Nigeria generates its own internally generated revenue. As a matter of fact, from the 36 states put together. So what is the money being used for? As we speak, we talk about staff salaries being owed. Pensioners don't get their pensions. No good roads, no water supply, no electricity, nothing is working, no job, no security. So tell us, what is the internally generated revenue being used for? All right. So the money that's being borrowed, according to what the economists have said, is borrowed for consumption. So when you borrow this money, you pay honorable millions of naira every month for one person. What is the essence? You make them rich the most. So everyone is trying to go into politics now to get themselves rich because they know money is there. They know that once you are in politics, once you get to a particular political position, your life is going to turn around because all the money that's been given to them. No. If you go to the Western world, maybe America, United Kingdom, Germany, and all of that, these people don't get as much as each of our honorables get. The money that one honorable in Nigeria gets in Nigeria, maybe one senator gets in Nigeria for 1 month, is the same amount of money that a prime minister gets for the whole year. And that is why their country is so good. Look at what we have in our country, Nigeria. No good roads. Anywhere you see constant electricity, go and check it out. It must be probably an estate that is being funded by a private organization or housing association, or is being owned by one rich guru. So, but when you go down to the suburb, there are places like that haven't seen electricity for 2 weeks. Right, these are the people we're talking about. So what about roads? What about electricity and different kinds of things? But here we are talking about this money being borrowed on a regular basis to service debt. So all the money that we are supposed to use to actually better the country, Nigeria, is being used to service debt. You want to talk about the exchange rate, what it is now? £1 is equal to 780 naira in the black market. It's a little bit less than that in the normal market. You understand? And a little bit less than that when it comes to dollars. So this exactly is the problem we are facing in the country, Nigeria. And we hope that someday we will come to our right senses. We'll be able to do things very well. So guys, I don't know what your takes are on these particular ones. Whatever it is, leave it down in the comments section for others to learn from it. If this is your first time, just like I said, to this channel, go ahead, click the subscribe button and open the notification bell icon on the side. The essence is that you'll be notified anytime we drop clips like this and more to come. We will try as much as possible to verify our news, our stories and headlines before we bring it to you, so that you will know you are getting the right thing from the right source. And until next time when I'll be coming your way, I am Chris from Chris Og. Stay cool and stay blessed. Bye for now.